Hey, good afternoon. This is Nick Denali guy. I'm smiling because my director told me I got it perfect. And that's what I want. Anyway, it's not about perfect. It's about mayhem in mining. What could possibly go wrong in mining? Well, let's go back to Kevin's thing about a liar at the top of a hole and a liar at the bottom of the hole. Now, let's cover this. It's been a high risk game. Right now, you got the picture Doc Holliday, Virgiler, Wyatt, and Morgater. And they were the law in the mining town. In fact, they were miners. But they're going to get you if you broke the law. Now, it's been a little harder for them because today, instead of pistols, we're using paperwork. So you can bend the law trying to evade it. But eventually, karma will get you. Let's talk about a couple things. In Africa, right now, very anti-colonial. So Africa's gotten very, very anti-colonial, which might be a good thing. Now, we've had barracks in Mali, for maybe 50 years, and Mali's pretty angry. They're taking barracks to court. And of course, there's going to be a Malian judge. So what they said is, you owe $500 million in back taxes, and we're sequestering your mine until you pay. That's the problem with jurisdictions. They can be good, bad, or indifferent, but they have the power when you're there because you're in the ground. You just can't pick up and walk off. Now, let's talk about deposit dinging. There was a company that drilled up around Geraldton, Ontario, and they drilled 500 meters, that's 1,500 feet, of 2.5 grams of gold per ton. Now, if you're really slick, and you watch Nathan Hale on The Good Wife, he talks about how they always put the garbage in the footnotes. And there was a footnote here, if you were lucky enough to catch it. It said, "We're sorry for your inconvenience, but we made a mistake. It wasn't 2.5 grams of gold. It was 1/4 of a gram of gold." Yeah, I'm about 200 years too late. Nathan Hale was an American patriot who was hanged. Nathan Lane was a great actor. I mean, he can really deliver some lines. Let's talk about nonsense swaps. You're a big mining company, and you've got a great zinc deposit in northern Alaska, but you can see some difficulty developing it. You've got to drive a 600-mile road into this place. Oh, let's see who's out there and who wants a horse trade. Oh, there's a company in Guatemala that has silver mines already working. Let's see if they want to make a swap. Well, let's make a swap. What happens? The Alaska legislature just made a bill for remediation. It's going to make it impossible to make a road. Oh, yeah, okay, that's not such a good deal. Oh, yeah, by the way, in Guatemala, there's several citizens groups that have cut off the water to these mines. They're not mining silver anymore. 2017. And it looks good, didn't it? It really felt good. But you've been swamped, literally. Let's go to another form of game. We have the two biggest names in gold mining. These are two of the biggest, oldest names in mining, and they are really good at three-card multi. Now you see it, now you don't. Let's see. Oh, that's an alarm. A CFO just resigned with no explanation. Don't worry, we'll get the COO from the other company to replace him. Okay, so what are we going to do? Oh, we're going to get the manager of shipping to replace the COO. Now you're looking, why did my share price drop? Who's accountable? Nobody's accountable. It's another game of three-point Monty. Now, let's talk about where I've been burned. There was Aurcana company. And they looked great. They were a good silver miner. They had a fantastic silver mine in deposit. in Colorado. But they had to build a circuitous road to get there. Okay, almost too good to be true, but not quite. But they found a great mine in Shafter, Arizona that was full of silver. But the market, and I bought this stock, the market, every time it issued good news, it treated it like bad news. It hated the stock. You know why it hated the stock? Because about 3 months after I bought it, the Shafter mine collapsed and they declared bankruptcy. So be glad when somebody hates your stock. They're telling you they know something. There's another one with an Army name, and they were mining the Keir Addison deposit, which is on a great break in northern Ontario. And then one day, you couldn't get a quote for them anymore. Yeah, I got busted. I think it was outright fraud. Everything about them is sealed now, and you can't find out anything. That's another way to get zapped. And the best way to get zapped is a fun guy by the name of Harry. And the thing of Harry was, he's a CEO of a small potash company in Canada. And Harry believes in his company. So he borrows a lot of money from the company. And he buys a lot of stock. And then he starts issuing, not the company, optimistic reports every month. And the stock starts inching up. And Harry's pretty smart. He sold the stock. And guess what? Next year he rinsed and repeated it again. So you got to watch it. I got 4 guys that I listen to. There's Andy Sheckman, Miles Franklin Gold. There is Andy McGuire, who's with Kinesis. There's Alistair McLeod, who's for a bunch of people. And then there's Marty Armstrong. Well, I'll tell you what. These guys are good. You want to get on my blacklist? Start talking happy talk. It's a big time. Oh, we're going to go to the moon, Alice. No, you're not. Maybe you are. Now, the other thing is, you start talking happy talk like Harry does, making your stock go up. Perfect way to make my blacklist. I'm reminded of a story. Kid I know, probably in his late 30s, early 30s, married into some peripheral group of the family, and he moved out near, High Valley Restaurant, about 100 yards this side of it. Had a lot of firewood to cut, and it's September, and this is Alaska, and you need firewood. Just, can I borrow your chainsaw? I don't have one. I'm too broke. She and I just moved out here. I said, I hate to lend chainsaws to anybody. He said, but please. He says, I'll get it sharpened. I said, deal. So, I'll give him a chainsaw. About a week later, I get a panic call. What's the matter with the saw? It won't cut. I said, okay, check your fuel, make sure it's clean. Check your fuel filter. Check your pin valve. Do that. Try it out. He calls me back a day later. This thing still won't cut. I brought my neighbor over. He looked at it and adjusted it, and it still won't cut. I said, okay, I got to come out there and see what's going on, because I like this saw. I've used it a lot. And I get out there, and I said, I hate to tell you this. You got the chain on backwards. So here's the deal. If your stock doesn't go up when it should, you got the chain on backwards. And that's about what I got to tell you. I got more funny stories, but I got to keep this video in some kind of line. So please hit the like. Tell me a funny story in the comments. And subscribe. We'll be looking forward to talking to you. We're going camping, and I'm going to get me some gold mining gear. So don't let the gold bug bite you, because you might have a problem. Anyway, this is Nick, Denali Guide, signing off for now. We'll see ya.